today. I've had so many people asking me for more information on my bathroom remodel that I undertook back in December. And so today's the day. I'm gonna show you the final product. Yay. So the bathroom was the first room that I thought I would redo when I moved into this house 8 years ago. And it ended up being the last. I think that's because even though it was awful, it looked so bad, it just took a few like cosmetic upgrades, like which changed out flooring, added like an IKEA, what do you call it, vanity, and painted the place, and it was passable. But I have been dreaming of like completely fixing this thing for years, and I was so excited to finally do it. I was so excited to like finally make this a beautiful room that fit with the rest of the house and improve the functionality like tenfold. It was not without drama. My original design, I wanted to have this like wet room feel where there's a shower and then the tub sat sort of in the shower. And unfortunately, my contractors couldn't figure out how to make that happen. I bought a tub and then the tub sat in my garage and they tried to figure out a way to put it into the shower and it just never came together. And I ended up parting ways with the contractors and just said, fine, I'll go with the shower. It's functional, it's beautiful, and I'm actually really happy with the way this came out. I just had to kill a spider that was hanging from the camera. Sorry. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about how I approached the design for this bathroom. The first thing I wanted to do was address two major functionality issues. The first being the window behind me. It used to just be like a single hung where you just lift it up from the bottom, which meant that when you're in there showering, you're giving the entire neighborhood a free show. It was kind of a problem. So my original idea was to do a long skinny transom window along the top. And my contractors really pushed back on that because they said they'd have to bring in scaffolding, they'd have to like recut the hole, they'd have to re-stucco, and the stucco wouldn't match. So they were like, it's gonna cost you an extra $3,000 or whatever. And I was like, I don't wanna do that. So the solution came up with was to get a double hung window so we could drop the top down. That provides privacy, but it still allows airflow and light. And it's actually a great solution. I think it worked out really well. I also really like that it provided a shower shelf just with a natural window ledge, and that's been really great. The second piece of functionality I had to address was the door. The door used to swing inwards. It swung right into the toilet, so you'd have to like come into the bathroom, come around, shut the door to use the bathroom, right? And I live alone, like I want to just walk in and whatever. I don't need to close the door most of the time. And plus, when you have two people in here and then you have the door sort of in, you have to either have the door closed in order to have space, and then you felt claustrophobic because you're like in this small bathroom with the door closed with your partner, or you have the door open and like one of you is awkwardly like dancing around the door. So putting in a sliding door, this is actually the original door that used to hang here to slide to swing inwards. I just repurposed this door. We had a sliding door frame that we built into the wall here, and then repurposed the door as a sliding door, and it works great. It completely fits with the style. It provides privacy when needed, and it has freed up so much space in this bathroom. Those two functionality pieces, fixing those was like 90% of the job. So fixing functionality is my design element number one. Let's take care of those problems and it's gonna make the room feel so much better. Design element number two, I like to pick one thing that will inspire the rest of the bathroom. And for me, that one thing was this floor tile. My original plan for this bathroom was to take it in this like light blue, white, and gold direction. And then I saw this tile. I actually saw a tile from this company on Pinterest, and I clicked on it. I went through to their website, and I just fell in love with all the tile options. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I looked at all their black and white tile, and I was like, it has to be black and white. Like the living room is black and white and pink. Like the bathroom needs to be black and white and gold. So I went through all their black and white options. I had like 4 that were in the running. I asked all my friends on Instagram to give me their opinions. This was one of the least chosen, and yet it was my absolute favorite. This pattern is called New West, and it's from a company called Clay Tile, C-L-E, Clay Tile. And I just love the graphic nature of this tile, and yet that it isn't like overwhelming with color. It's kind of a neutral, even though it's a pattern. So once I had this tile picked, like it was game over. Everything flowed from there. After I picked this tile, I decided to go with the 5x8 subway tile from Dow Tile. Dow Tile is a major tile producer here in the States. They usually have things in stock, which is great, but right now with the building going on and all the building material shortage, it was tough to find tile. So when I went into Dow Tile, I was like, look, my project is coming up really soon. I need you to show me things that are going to be available in the next like 3 weeks. I need to have them at my house in like 3 weeks. I love this tile. It's Arctic White matte finish. And again, it's the 5x8. I originally thought I was going to do a 3x6 subway tile. And then when I got to the store and I brought my piece of floor tile and I'm holding them together, I was like, you know, 3x6 is going to be a lot of grout lines. And these tiles, the floor tiles are 8x8. So I was looking at the scale and I'm like, it's just not going to be right. So like on a whim, last minute, I told the girl like, let's go 5x8. And I'm so glad I did because it turned out absolutely beautiful. The trim tile is called Jolly. It's also from Dow Tile. Here's where I almost made a mistake because my contractor didn't tell me to get trim tile. So it wasn't until the tile guy was actually here and he was like, I'm gonna need trim tile on Friday. I was like, pardon? He's like, yeah, what do you want for like the edges? I was like, I didn't think about that. Nobody told me to buy trim tile. So I went back to Dow Tile and I was like, hey, I need trim tile by Friday. What do you have? And they were like, nothing. Like they sent me on a wild goose chase trying to find all these different options. And finally I was like, there's gotta be something. I was like, give me anything you have, any color in like whatever's in stock. And we ended up finding this, it's called a pencil trim. The style is Jolly. And this Jolly is not the same color. I don't remember what color it is, or it's like not the same material either as the subway tile. But we got really lucky because it's actually a rougher texture and the finish of it sort of blends really well between the floor tile and the subway tile. I think with trim tile, you know, you can try to find something that will just disappear into the wall and you won't really notice it, or you can choose to make it a bit of a statement piece. And I think that's what happened here, accidentally. But the form of it, the function, just was a beautiful marriage to like make this shower blend into the rest of the room and make it all feel like one continuous piece. So I'm really happy with how that came out. Another form function thing that came together was the shower drain. Now, originally I thought I was going to do a circular drain, but when I was talking to the tile guy, he was telling me how he was going to have to cut the individual squares around the drain and slope everything sort of towards the middle. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't want to mess with this beautiful linear action we have going on with this floor tile. So I asked him if we could do a linear drain. And at first my contractors were like, oh, we've never done that before. We don't know. We got to do all this research. And I was like, it's a drain. It's the same thing. It's got a hole in it. It's just a trough instead. And so the shower mop guys, the hot mop guys who came in and built the shower, they were like, oh yeah, we do these all the time. It's no problem. So that was a big win. Also, other hilarious story. The contractor went to like a major plumbing supplier for the drain and they were like, it's $300. I was like, for a drain? You're crazy. I found one on Amazon for like $50. And yet another functionality, I wanted to have a vanity that was going to be up off the floor. Originally, I wanted to do this cool like live edge piece of wood with a bowl on top for the sink. And the guys, the contractors again were like, oh, we don't know if we can mount that, da, da, da. Don't you want storage, yada, yada, yada. So I ended up compromising. I found this great vanity on Wayfair and it fits perfectly in the space. It's pretty small. And I wanted it up off the ground to create, again, that visual space that's gonna make this place look so much bigger. And it turned out great. You know, I have to keep the drawers really organized, but I only keep my essentials in here. Everything else I keep in the hall closet right outside, so it's not a big deal. It's the perfect amount of space. And then there's the medicine cabinet. I looked at so many medicine cabinets. I was looking at like recessed medicine cabinets. That's where I was originally going to go. I was looking at like just plain mirrored ones. I was going to keep it really simple. I was trying to find just like a plain mirror with like maybe a thin gold frame around it or a thin black frame around it. And I was having no luck whatsoever. And then I stumbled on this gorgeous piece of artwork and I fell in love, and I paid more money for a medicine cabinet than I ever thought I would in my life. This puppy is from Anthropologie. It wasn't even available when I ordered it. I was like praying it would come in time for this bathroom remodel. It is a hefty piece, but it blends everything I wanted in this bathroom all together in this one statement piece. It's got the black sides, so it blends right into the walls, but it still adds this three-dimensional element, right? And then it had this beautiful brushed brass finishing on the shelf and on the pole. So it ended up just pulling together the black, the glitz, the gold brushed element that had come into it. I was just like in love. And the medicine cabinet was, you know, one of the last things that they were going to install, and it was the thing I was most anxious for, and the contractors were just dragging their feet getting this project done. And so finally, like, I fired them, and my neighbor came over, and I was like, I just want my medicine cabinet. I just want my medicine cabinet. Like, that's what's gonna make it feel all put together. And he thought I was crazy, because he was like, are you sure? Like, these are the colors you want? And I was like, yes, this is the whole point. It's so pretty. It's just like, oh man, I love it so much, so much. And then throughout the bathroom, I just wanted to incorporate some other fun little whimsical things. So I picked this trough faucet, which I think is really cool. It's from Vigo. It's just a different element. It's like a little bit of surprise. The toilet paper roll holder and the towel bar are both from Anthropologie. Again, spent more on a towel bar than I ever thought I would, but so worth it. It's like a piece of jewelry in here. And then this is my design tip number 3, is to create these little moments within your room. So my little moments in here come from the accessories. I've got this like beautiful Rifle Paper Company print on the wall, and then I've got this beautiful little Rifle Paper Company, again, dish in the corner that I just use to catch trinkets like my hair bands or rings or whatever that I need to take off before I jump in the shower. And then these glass accessories from Anthropologie, which I think just add a little bit of sparkle and polish to the room. And the scale of them I think is really interesting because they're sort of oversized, but in this tiny bathroom they fit, they add a moment, and it makes the place really interesting to look at and makes it a really happy place to be in. The shower curtain ended up being just a temporary solution. I thought I was going to put glass in here, and then once I put up the rod, I was like, I'm good. Also, once I paid the bill, I was like, I'll skip the shower glass for now. Maybe I'll add that later on, but I think the shower curtain's perfectly, and it's just like a magnolia purchase from Target, so no great investment done there. And this other special little touch came courtesy of my mom, who found these beautiful Pendleton towels that matched the bathroom, which is crazy. So these just add a cute little touch, and people are always really surprised to see these towels in here. And the last super functional thing added to this bathroom, the lighting. It's so much better than the crappy fluorescent lights I had in here. Now I have 4 can lights that can all be put onto a dimmer, and it's just such a much brighter, happier bathroom to be in. So that's the bathroom tour. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something, and I hope you don't hire my contractors. Thanks for watching along. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks guys, see you next time.